All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited. We got a video. Woo! Thank you, everybody. I know a lot of you guys been coming into the stream saying you guys really enjoy the videos on this channel. God bless you guys. By the way, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody. Um, we're gonna talk about a couple of games this weekend, and we're gonna have to do two videos. So today's video, whenever you're watching this, it's gonna be Premier League. Tomorrow we're gonna be talking a little La Liga. It's tough for me to really title these videos one way or another. It's just I don't really know what to title them because it's too hard for me to only talk about one match when I watch a couple of these, and there's just so much happening. So I'll say this is one of the best years in football. Whatever you want to say about it, whatever you want to say nostalgically, the game used to be more fun to whatever you want to say. I would just say if you look in Spain, England, and Italy, specifically those three leagues right now, man, it's quite a race in every league. It's just so close. And it's really exciting. So I'm having a lot of fun watching all the football this year. We are going to start just kind of like in the order of events with Man City. Now, you guys know we've been talking about Man City a lot on this channel. This, again, was another really disappointing weekend for Man City. And if you've been living under a rock, if you don't know what happened, as predicted, to be honest, I didn't see them necessarily getting points out of this game at all. A draw was going to be the best. I was saying I like Villa at home or a draw in this game. Let me tell you something right here. I don't know what to say about Man City. And I was having this conversation with a friend last night, and I would consider, him he's got other opinions in football, and he's telling me that Man City's going to go on a win streak and win the league. And I'm like, dude, are you nuts? Like, I think there's a lot of casuals that think this Man City team is the same team, and it's not even close. There's a couple situations going on with City. We've talked about it on this channel. I think their confidence is at an all-time low. I think a lot of these players are having really bad seasons overall. And so obviously when you have your peak players, Foden's just not been Foden this year. Gundogan has not looked good. Wing play-wise, it just hasn't looked good at all. And that's one of the things City thrives off. And defensively, they looked really shaky. It puts a lot of defense pressure on their defense. I don't know how many times I've seen Pep be outmanaged and outclassed this season. I mean, Villa looked a level ahead of them. You could look at the stats, say whatever you want, just in terms of overall control. And again, here is my problem with Manchester City. If you're watching this video, you're a fan of this team. I don't see you guys, unless you go on some crazy run of form, you pick it up. I'm not being pessimistic. The goals you guys are even scoring are horrendous. If we look at the goal from Foden goal today, and look, Foden had a nice finish. I'm not here to hate on him. It was like a triple rebound BS last-minute goal. The game was over. It was 2-0. We go back to the United game where, again, it's not the goals that we see from City. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. It's just a whole different team. The way when they are getting a goal, it's like it's not well worked. It's like some random double rebound, and there's nothing wrong with that. Look, at the end of the day in football, a goal is a goal, but I'm saying with this City team, we're so used to them just literally creating so many chances, playing that beautiful football that we see, and man, it's not looking good for them, man. It's really not, because right now, as I said, they're dropping points, and they're not just getting draws. They're now to 6 losses. They're in 7th place. This was a huge game. Villa goes ahead of them now in the league. And look, Newcastle's looking like they're turning a page with their form, right? Newcastle in 8th place, won their last 2. They'll play Villa, which is a huge game. Man City now, all right, they're going to play Everton. We'll talk about their schedule in a second, but look, you got another team behind them, Fulham, who hasn't lost in their last 5, maybe even more. That's putting some pressure. Like City, if they keep dropping points, that's what I say. 7th right now, all right, to 13th is only 5 points. So keep that in mind, right? And the top, 7th to, let's say, even 2nd is 8 points. So they're closer. At 7th place, they're closer to 12th place than they are to 2nd place. So it's going to take a lot from them. I'm not sure. Look, all credit to Villa as well, because Villa are just always a great team. They're always solid. Emery, you guys know, huge believer in him. Not surprised to see him get this result. Let's take a look at City, and this is what I've been talking about. We talked about that this period, even when they were struggling, was going to be really tough, right? That Forest win is looking huge in hindsight, right? Lost to Juve, lost to United, lost to Villa, right? That's 3 losses in a row. All right, 2 goals in those 3 games. They're now going to host pretty much the most successful defensive team in Europe in the next match, who just held Chelsea to 0 goals, and Chelsea had been scoring like 5 goals a game. I watched the game. It wasn't, it was a good game. It was just a battle, and 0-0 is what you expected. All right. Then you got a couple situations with City where you got a couple chances. You got to go play Leicester away. You got to play West Ham at home. Okay. So you have those 3 games. You've got Leicester, who's not doing well this year. You've got West Ham, who, let's be honest, they're going to always be a tough game, but they're not doing great this year. All right. You've got those 3 teams. You've got an easier game in the FA Cup. So if I'm a Man City fan, if I'm a Man City player, you guys have 4 games, all right, to work it out, figure out your identity again, all right? Remember who all of you are as players. Remember how much you've been bought to this club to come play football, all right, and figure out how to get back there, because I'm just seeing it doesn't matter who's on this team. They don't know what's going on. They never experienced this. Some of the players on this City team, some of the most winning players in football. They've only been winning for years, right? So they don't even know what this is like to go on this level of a stretch of bad form, and it's real. They're in their head. I don't think Pep knows what's going on, right? And they've got that period, because I'm telling you right now, it's if they can't figure it out here, and what I mean by that is that if they can't win 3 out of these 4, I'm talking wins. All right, they got to win 3 out of these 4, because if they only win like 2, they lose 1 or 2, and they draw 1, that's not good enough for me. I want to see these guys go out and win 3 games, right, to build some confidence, because once we get into the middle of January, it's going to start getting tricky, right? We talked about it. Brentford away, I mean, that's a really tough game. Ipswich is a gimme. You think they'll win that, but again, it's away. They got to play good, but you think they'd win. All right, then it's going to be a battle in the Champions League. PSG, Chelsea, Bruges, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs, Forest. Here's my point for 2 reasons. If they don't start doing good here, not only are they going to drop, but they're going to drop a lot further, okay? They got to get some points here so they can kind of start leveling up in the table just in case they free fall again, so it doesn't get too ugly, because they could even win all these games and then they go through and start dropping points here. I mean, they've got an insane schedule in middle of January to March, so they got to figure it out, man. I mean, this is just, it's alarming. If I'm a City fan, I know Villa's a good team, but look, you're Man City. You guys usually boss this league. And right now, quite frankly, you guys are getting bossed. Okay, that's enough with Man City. That's the situation. They got a couple games to figure it out. We're going to talk about United a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on United. I saw a lot of United fans on Twitter. And look, I think United over the last few years has been pure cinema to watch. Like, I really think they're funny to watch. They're always entertaining. They could go out and lose 4-0. They could go win 4-0. They could beat anybody. They could lose to anybody. It's just fun to watch. I like a lot of the players. Diallo I like. Look, it's a weird situation. They brought in Amorim. It takes time, but I don't think a manager is going to save this club. The team, the squad, the players, I don't think they have a good team. Like, honestly, I don't think they have a good team. I don't know what manager in the world you would bring there right now that would get this team in the top 4. If he ends up doing it by the end of the season, they should pay him whatever the hell he wants, because the squad they've assembled, it's not a great squad. Some of the players haven't had all that much time together. But, like, I'm going on football Twitter today, and I'm seeing United fans start saying, I said this in my stream today, they're like saying, oh my God, like, we're losing to Bournemouth. Bro, by the way, United fans, like, this is where you guys got to lock in. All right? You guys got to lock in and see this. By the way, all right? Bournemouth is in 5th place, and you guys are in 13th place, okay? So this is a team that has won 4 out of their last 5, and you guys got spanked today, all right? It's not a surprise to me, even though they were home, that they got spanked like this. They're playing a team that's in really good form. United's only won 2 out of 5, and, United, they almost came back against Spurs, whatever the hell that game was the other day in the Cup. But, overall with that game, they're out of that too. So when we take a look at United, I mean, it's just they're still in the way that match against City was massive. They're in 13th, which means, like, points wise, they're still in, like, striking grounds of 8th, 9th, 10th. But guys, to be totally honest with you, again, United was a team that I think I predicted 5th this season. Which is not going to happen. I think the peak of what they can get done this season, the peak, and we're talking everything works out. They end up having so many results that we didn't expect, is 7th place. I don't think they're going to get anything higher than 7th. I do think they will finish around 10th. I don't know. I watched the team 1 week. I don't know. I'm not liking it, and I feel bad too, because Amorim left that club, and Sporting has been horrible since then. So I don't even know if it's a manager problem, bro. I just think it's a United thing at this point. They do get results sometimes, but, overall, United is just so different than what they used to be. They're so different. It's not the old United anymore. They're way more of a 6 to 10 team in the Prem. And we got some other really good teams this year playing well. All right, last team we're going to talk about is Liverpool. You guys know me. I'm still dying on this hill that this team is unreal. All right, this team is going to press any team out the game. And when you play a team like Spurs that also at times likes to go for it, it makes for an entertaining game. I say Liverpool is like must-watch TV. You cannot miss a game this season. They're unreal, man. Salah is he keeps going. All right, I feel like Luis Diaz has been so disrespected over the years. I mean, they're unreal. They beat Spurs today 6-3. They moved to first place still, obviously, but they have a game in hand as well. So they have, because Chelsea dropped points today, and that was huge for Arsenal at the same point because Arsenal had 2 back-to-back draws. Because of that today, they will also have the potential to go 7 points clear of Chelsea in first place, which makes up for, some previously dropped results. We can't even talk enough about how bad Forster has been in the last 2 games. But I mean, dude, 5 XG almost, bro. All right, they are so scary, this team. While we're seeing all these other teams go in and out, 1 week Barca, for the couple weeks of the season is playing well. Now Madrid is playing. The constant for me is Liverpool. They have been so consistent. Knock on wood, they get no injuries, hopefully. We've already seen a few in and out injury-wise, but we want to see them stay healthy. Very deep team. Look, I don't know who's their fitness coach. I mean, watching these guys, they run all game. It's going to be very hard for any team in the Champions League to beat them over 2 legs. With how fit they are, the style they play, I'm really starting to favor Liverpool to just win a lot this year, a lot of trophies. So if you're a Liverpool fan, lot to look forward to. I heard a comment from somebody saying Slot is going to choke the league. He's never been in this scenario. He's not going to know what to do. Don't listen to those people. I do not listen to those people, okay? You can see the style they play, so effective. They're just doing a great job this season. I think you can always make the argument Liverpool gets luck at times, but any good team is going to get luck. Huge win today. And we look at Liverpool's upcoming schedule, and this is what I'm trying to tell people, right? You got a couple games there, right? But it's not terrible. You got Leicester, West Ham. I mean, they will take care of those 2 teams. United always plays up in a big game, but, dude, let's be honest. Liverpool's probably going to win that. And we're just talking Prem here. Forest away is going to be tough. Brentford away is also going to be tough. But then you got Ipswich. Bournemouth away is tough. You got Wolves. You play City in a big game. You play Newcastle. But Liverpool have like a really nice schedule because you look at their games, like they'll have 2 tough games, but they don't have more than 2 in a row. They have a game where, they'll play Ipswich in between, or they'll play Southampton in between Newcastle and Villa. So they have a really nice schedule and the ability to rotate. Obviously, I'm huge on Liverpool this season ever since the beginning because they're such a deep team. We're almost halfway through the season. And they're starting to pull together some really nice separation. So, for me, the Prem is starting to be exciting. I think that Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal will all finish in the top 4. Who's going to get that 4th spot is really up for grabs. And then that 5 to 8 is just going to be crazy. Anything could happen. We're still at the point where, I think Saka just had a really bad injury. So maybe Arsenal is going to struggle. Who knows? Maybe Chelsea doesn't keep up this craziness they've started the season with. I don't think either of those will happen, but we get to some of those scenarios where that could happen. And, Villa, Newcastle, if City can figure it out, one of these teams could just go on a crazy streak and take their spot. Anything can happen. But look, I like what I've seen from them. Arsenal, we look at their schedule, upcoming Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Spurs, Villa. I mean, it's not an easy schedule either. So I just look at the table and I think Arsenal I like them a lot more with Saka. Liverpool, to me, by far best team. But, man, the excitement in this league where I feel like almost 10 teams can beat each other in that next tier has been really, really impressive. And I've been really impressed with Chelsea this season. So I made a video on Chelsea. I think they've been really good. I don't even think a 0-0 against Everton is bad. That team is just crazy defensively. Chelsea's got a really nice upcoming schedule. They've got Fulham, Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, and then City. So, I mean, they got a couple tough games in there. But, again, they've got a really, kind of balanced schedule. So I expect Chelsea to keep going on this run and getting a lot of goals. So it's been an exciting season, guys, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I mean, I think it's another week where Liverpool has proved to us that, from watching that game, their firepower is just too much, man. There's no team, really outside of Chelsea that seems to be putting up the consistency of goals that they do from open play. Just crazy attack. Yeah, man, what a weekend. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one later. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, man. Peace.